Yes, yeah. And we're live. It's the Right Rican episode 16 with Marissa. She's for anyone who tuned in to watch Five Star Pete. He forgot he double booked. So Marissa graciously, since she's the one who introduced us, she graciously agreed to cover him today. How you doing
Yeah,
today,
I covered
Marissa?
for. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I was just I'm exhausted, but the show must go on, as they say. So as we got into it before we went live, let me pull up the tweet and we'll go from there because the whole world was talking about this because it's never happened in football before where a player collapsed, had a cardiac arrest. We've seen people get paralyzed. We've seen people get knocked out from being hit in the head, but we've never seen someone get hit and have a heart attack because that's basically what happened. He had
And also get knocked down and then try to get back up,
yeah.
which I
Well,
found weird.
no. I've seen people, I've seen people with concussions stand back up and then fall back down, but not like that.
Hmm.
Usually, it's like their knees will buckle. He like straight like fell back.
Yeah.
That was very weird. I mean,
Hmm.
but he sent out a tweet saying that he was heading to Buffalo. He was heading home to Buffalo, and I just like I said, we were talking about this offline where I said I could see that there's I know everybody wants to rush with the vaccine, and I know we have a little bit of disagreement on this, but I go, like you said, where there's smoke, there's fire. But I think that if there's a logical explanation, there's an actual logical explanation. But but at the same time, we have to bring light to what's going on with this because he's not. This may be the first one in the NFL, but there's been players in college in soccer around the world that this is happening to,
And younger kids and like high school sports, and there's a lot of
yeah.
people that they don't name that's happening every day.
Well, yeah, because it's not happening on prime time television at that happened in the beginning of the game. It was, I think it happened like within the first, because there was the first quarter. I think it was like
Yeah.
7 or 8 minutes left in the game. So that happened right before 9 o'clock. So that's prime time viewership. So you had probably millions of people watching this at the same time.
Yeah, there was some guy that died that day in sports. Nobody was talking about it because everybody was talking about Damar Hamlin.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, what's the crazy thing is like we were talking about. Where was it that I googled? We had to Google this because it was like I mean, I had heard the term because there's sudden infant death syndrome (SIDS), which usually happens when they can't explain the death of like a baby's death. So usually when they can't explain it, they'll go SIDS.
Which I don't believe anymore. I'm sorry, I don't believe anything in the medical field anymore. They can explain it.
That's the biggest problem. I think that's the saddest thing of everything that's going on right now is the fact that people can't trust medicine right now.
But I never have.
Well,
because if I ever trusted medicine, I was basically not supposed to do half of what I do. Which we could go in that direction if you want. So,
we could go there. I mean,
not trusting the medical field. Oh, I could talk about this all day.
Oh.
But
oh, you want to go there? That's fine. We could go there.
Go.
I'm like, I always, I'm never scripted. I just always,
but this was completely. I didn't even think about this direction until we just started talking in this way. But yeah, so I was never. The doctor basically held me in his hand and told my parents that I would never sit up, crawl, or be like a normal kid in any way. By the time I was like out of toddler phase, I had proved them wrong. I've gotten surgeries that were supposed to be 99% effective on like my feet and my hips. Those came out. They make money on you. I was just talking to my grandmother who was in the hospital in October, and all of the kickbacks that they would get for every COVID positive, for every, I don't know if I'm allowed to say it, remdesivir, and for every ventilator. Thank God she wasn't on the last one, but they didn't even tell us when she was on the remdesivir at first.
What was funny is my when my niece caught COVID, she caught COVID, and she has asthma. So when she caught COVID, my sister was worrying the first time she caught it. So she had asked for the say that word again.
Remdesivir. She asked for it.
She asked for it because she had freaked out. But what the doctor told her was that's not really for kids.
No.
He told her. No, she told it was it's a female doctor told her that's really for older adults because she told her the side effects when it comes to kids
organ failure
is worse than because as an adult, especially older adults, you know it's like, okay, you're at risk for dying one way or another. Here, take this and hopefully it'll help you live a little bit longer. Where with the kids, it's not worth the risk because most young people, like I've already had COVID twice. I had COVID last Christmas and I had COVID for Thanksgiving.
I thought I had it, but I tested negative, but I still have the horse meds.
You still have to? Oh yeah, that's right. The horse. Yeah, you had told me about that last time. Yeah.
I took it for 3 days and I felt better. So it works.
Or like for me, all I did was I loaded up on elderberry, vitamin D, and vitamin C. That's it.
I took vitamin D and C too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
and
all I
quercetin
did.
Too.
Huh?
Quercetin.
Quercetin? What's that?
Yeah, it's basically the cheap version of hydroxychloroquine.
Oh, okay. No, and I have a pretty. I rarely get sick as it is. Because I'm like I take a multivitamin. I take garlic. I take
I do raw garlic too.
Huh?
I do raw garlic.
No, I should take garlic. I take garlic pills.
Oh, okay.
I mean, but I put I may not be Italian, but I put garlic in all my food. So
yeah. Hey, it helps.
Huh?
I said, hey, it helps.
Yeah. So I mean, I do. I've been taking like vitamin D for like 20 years. Like when before, like now it's a craze. Now, like everyone's like, oh, you got to check your vitamin D level. And it's like, it took my sister. I remember, like I said, 20 years I've been taking vitamin D. It took my sister one day that the doctor tested her vitamin D levels and she was vitamin D deficient, that she started finally taking vitamin D. And I told her, haven't I been telling everybody this for years to take it and nobody listened to me? But
especially in the winter. Today was the first day in like a long time that I was able to sit outside and actually enjoy the weather because it wasn't too bad.
It wasn't too bad today. I'm pretty sure it's colder by me than it is by you.
Oh yeah, much colder up there.
But yeah, so you're saying you're mistrust, but I said this is the problem that we're going on, because if medicine's going to be politicized like everything else, then what is there to trust?
Trust nothing. And then they want to criminalize like the holistic avenues to take. They want to criminalize what is it? Homeopathic, I think it is.
Homeopathic, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, because they look at it as quackery, and I go,
no, they don't look at it as quackery. They know it works, and it's not making them any money. That's the problem.
That's one of the ways. Yes, that's here's the problem. How you have it is this. I had a friend say this to me one time. He goes, if in order to stay healthy, you don't want to listen to Western medicine. You don't want to listen to modern medicine if you want to be healthy. Now, obviously, if you have a broken arm, you have a surgery that needs to be done. Modern medicine is good for that stuff. You need your appendix taken out. We've progressed when it comes to that. But if you want to be healthy, you want to avoid issues growing older, Western medicine sucks.
Oh yeah.
It's all about taking a pill, what drug, what drug can you take? And it's like, you're just masking symptoms at that point. Like,
not only masking symptoms, but what they're putting you on is going to create another problem that you have to go on something else for.
Yeah.
It's a way for them to keep you beholden to them.
Yeah, that's I mean that's how I look at the trans issue right now. It's big pharma pushing basically lifetime lifetime profits, because when they're going to be on hormones the rest of their life, because if you're a male who thinks they're a female, you're a female who thinks they're a male, you're going to have to take the opposite sex hormones for the rest of your life because you don't produce them.
What people are also not understanding is, on one hand, I like the detransitioning phase where like they're all coming out saying they made a mistake. But what people don't understand is that too, as far as I know, because I'm not trans, so I don't really know, but I would imagine that you would have to go back on what you originally, like on your original
usually
body.
Yes. Even if you detransition,
exactly,
once you start
on the other hormone,
because once you start the transition, your body stops producing the other one.
So you're gonna have to go back on it when you want to be your original sex again. So either way, they have you by the balls.
Yes.
They do.
Well, it's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna have I'm gonna have a male to female transition on probably toward the end of the month.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you were telling me about that.
Yeah, I reached out to them. I'm just we're trying to figure out a date. I'm gonna tell you offline what's their issue.
Okay.
Because you
don't want to give it away.
No, it's just that it's private. Like they just, it's something where they could get in trouble. So I'll leave it at that.
Well, now I really want to know, so I can't wait.
But no, she's, I will respect and say she, because she's
if
going.
You know her as a she, then she's a she.
Well, she's going through the process. It's not like one of those, if you saw her, if you saw her, you would say
that's a female.
You would probably say it's passing. She's passing. Where, as opposed to some of these people who they want to say they're a woman when all they do is just like wear fake boobs and keep their beard. Like, no, dude, no.
Yeah.
No, if you at least try to look like a female, like Blair White.
Yeah.
Like Blair White. Like I remember I showed a picture of Blair White to a friend of mine who I know is homophobic.
Oh no.
So he goes, "Oh, I didn't hit that," and I'm like, "This is transsexual." He goes, "What? You showed me a picture of a transsexual?" I'm like, "It's too funny. I couldn't resist because like he's like, no, they never look like women," and I'm like, "There's some of them that do. There's some of them that get tons of surgery and they look like women," and
that's the only. Like, I don't believe in kids doing it. I feel like you have to be completely grown and in your own, because there's like I said, I'm not trans, so I don't really think I could speak on this fully, but I feel like you go through so many things emotionally and hormonally before that you have to be completely sure.
Well, that's why I agree.
But I feel like the younger that you transition,
the worse,
the more of your preferred sex that you look like. Like if a 40-year-old decides they all of a sudden don't want to be a man, they're never like Caitlyn Jenner. For instance, like she, whatever, doesn't pass really as female. Well, especially without makeup, without all that makeup caked on.
Well, that's because he's
no way.
That's because he's up there in age.
But that's what I mean. The longer that you are your original sex, it's gonna be harder.
You ever heard of Buck Angel?
I think I've heard that name from you.
Okay, I'm going to show you. Let me see if you'll be able to see it. Let me go to, you know what? Just in case I don't want something. Oh, no, I don't have it here. Okay, hold I'm gonna go on Instagram, or you know what? I could just do a Google search because um, that's like the OG of trans people
Mm-hmm.
because he transitioned to female. I mean,
Okay.
he's a female who transitioned to male.
Okay.
Says female to male transgender.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I once I show you this picture, you're gonna be like oh shit, that's. All right, see, here's one. Let me see. I'm gonna bring it up. It's not big enough yet. Let me see. So yeah.
Yeah, you showed me him.
So yeah. So for people who may not know who Buck Angel is, this is someone who transitioned from female to male. Here's I think here's a picture of him standing next to himself when he was still a girl.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, you walked right. If you walk by him, you're not gonna think that's a
You
female.
never know. Yeah.
You're not gonna think it's a female because I think he still has a vagina, which I know it sounds so weird to say it that way, but you know what? Look, listen. If he's gonna attempt to look male and go through all of that stuff, I'm not gonna disrespect him and say and call him a she.
No.
Because at least he did all the work to try to look male.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I don't have respect for those people who's like, no, it's not sir, it's ma'am. And it's like,
yeah.
Yo, come on. At least, mask your voice or something.
Because that can easily get into, okay, are you just trying to get into the other bathroom to hurt a kid and all this other stuff that runs through normal people's minds?
Yeah, you never know. You don't
or
know.
not even a kid, but like if it's a male who's trying to pretend that they're a female,
you heard of what happened in Virginia
going into a female bathroom. It's like,
you heard what happened in Virginia where there was a girl who was raped in the school by a boy who said he was transition, so he was going to school like with skirts on, but meanwhile he raped the girl in the girl's bathroom.
But they tell you, oh, that's.
They said that doesn't happen. They arrested the father at a school board meeting.
Okay, but see, my thing with the whole "it doesn't happen often" thing is, okay, so if you had a bowl of M&Ms and we're told that one was poison, but you just have to gamble and start eating them, would you do it? So do you want, and this goes for even like the normal people in the trans community, do you want to take that chance? Because I know a lot of people who are like, no, I'm legitimately like a biological male or female. They go by like the norms.
Well, like Blair White, I've heard her say it's like, or was it Blair White? Anyway, I don't remember if it was, but they said there's been trans in bathrooms for years. It's just no one gave a shit because the trans that would go into the bathroom would be the ones who could pass. It's like you look like a female, so no one's going to say nothing. You go into the store and do your business, no one gives a shit. But if you're a guy with a beard who puts some fake boobs on to say, call me ma'am. No,
it's sick.
No, that's, it's like, go use the male bathroom or go to the, to the family unisex bathroom.
Well, that's when you really got to worry because they bring kids in that one.
Well, yeah.
I mean, you could bring kids into the preferred male or female depending on which parent's with them.
Yeah.
But still, like if there's a family one.
No, yeah.
That's who's under siege with all of this, whether it's like the vaccines or the trans. It's the kids.
Yes.
Or who you have to worry about. They're killing the kids and old people, but
it's more, the whole thing about it is that they're attacking kids, whether you're attacking kids with drugs or you're attacking kids with this whole gender ideology, the CRT, all that nonsense. It's turning the world upside down.
Yep. Because they want to cause the confusion and the mental anguish, as if this world doesn't have a mental health crisis to begin with. They just want to keep piling it on.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, but that's what's this. This is part of the issue. That's part of the mental health crisis, is the fact that, you know, people don't have a purpose. People don't have meaning in their life. And if you're
We talked
pushing
about that
this,
the last time. Yep.
you know, yeah, like we were talking about last time, I said, if you don't have that, if you don't give people a meaning to live and a purpose to live, this is what happens. This is what
and
people,
you take away over the last several years everything that they ever knew.
Yeah.
And how they operated.
Whether you take away the unity of being American, because now it's like, oh, you know, it's like, oh, it's a bad thing to be American. It's a bad thing to be white. You know, it's like, I remember I had one of my nurses, she told me, she goes, you don't understand because you're passing. And I'm like, maybe in the winter, because I could pass for white. That was her. Because she's
somebody just told me about that recently, like that was said to them. I'm sorry, that's new, and I blame Obama for it, because nobody that I knew, and it's the people that are saying it now that I knew before, they never said it. None of that shit ever came up, and now all of a sudden, over the last several years, whatever.
I'm not gonna say I didn't hear it before Obama, because it's something that I used to. It wasn't the first time I've heard that. People told me I passed, and it's like, the reason why they usually tell me like I passed is because the way I talk. I don't talk street. I don't talk slang.
So that's a black guy being told he's not black enough because he doesn't talk slang.
Yeah, exactly. That I used to get that all the time. It's like, I grew up in the hood, so it's like, oh, so why don't you talk that way? And I go, because I wanted to get out of the hood. That's why I don't live there.
Whatever happened to that? Everybody, like, even the ones that want to get out, they still have like an allegiance to it, where you're not hood enough. Like, I don't understand it.
You know, the only thing I could think about with that is just, it's that you grow up with that mentality. You get where you get that you think that street cred, it's gonna pass in the rest of your life. Like it's something that, you know, you're gonna use your whole life, and it's like, no, you know, I don't want to, you know, I didn't want to live in the projects. You know, it's like, I didn't want to live in the projects. I don't want my kids to live in the projects, you know, because I know from experience that it becomes generational. Like these people, and they'll kill me for saying that, these people.
That's the worst term you can use. Oh my God, I've gotten lambasted for that.
Well, you know what? I'm Spanish. I'm Spanish. I don't give a shit. I'm talking about my own people.
I talk about the disabled community all the time, and I'm called ableist. Go figure that.
I know, right? Exactly. It's like same thing. It's like, yeah, I'm like, yes, I have a special needs son, so yes, I'm an ableist.
Because we want to be independent and not make excuses, and, you know, do everything we possibly physically can that everybody else can do, and everything that we mentally can do that everybody else can do. Somehow that doesn't make us disabled enough, and we're ableists. Well, and because we don't blame able-bodied people for any plight in life. Oh, we're ableist. Because
part of, and I have a cousin who's like, who has, what's it, osteogenesis imperfecta? Right?
I've never heard of that, but I imagine it's the same.
It's called brittle
osteoporosis.
It's called the brittle bone syndrome, where they look like, you know, you can't say midget anymore.
Yeah, you can. Just say it.
Like dwarfism.
Little people, yeah.
Little people.
Midgets, yeah, that's fine. I'm like 4'11", 4'12". I could pass as one, so go ahead. I don't care.
I'm going to look up, because they kind of all look alike, which is kind of, you know. There it goes.
I don't know what that one was, but it did go off.
Yeah, they all kind of, if you ever no, it's showing the images. I'm trying to show when they're adults. There goes one. But anyway, that's not the point of the story. So so I have a cousin with that, and
Let
he's
me
woke.
see what that is.
Go ahead.
Keep talking, but let me see
Yeah,
what that is.
he's woke, and he's gay. He has this. So I remember one time we were arguing on Facebook, and I told him that we were blessed because we had both our parents growing up. And he called me racist for that.
I had somebody who I knew working at the Board of Elections, no less, who they would come out and stay with me until the Able Ride bus came, which was a whole another episode, that company. But and all of a sudden, years later, he is telling me how uncomfortable he would feel waiting outside thinking he was going to get attacked and shot. Or I'm like, I'm an empath. I can kind of perceive how people feel. He never gave that off at all. He never even mentioned it to me. Like, all of a sudden, somebody my mother knows. She has since passed, but she would bring up how she felt. Meanwhile, she was one of the most beloved people in their circle. I don't know. I just feel like people
I told him, I said, how the hell we're cousins? We share the same blood. We're both Puerto Rican. We both have black, black, white, in our blood. And you're gonna call me a racist because I said that we were blessed to have both our parents. When growing up, how many people I know that didn't have, both their parents in their household?
That's not a racist thing. That's the government is now designing it that way type of thing.
Well, yeah, I mean that's
they
what
want to incentivize a single family household.
Well, yeah, that's what you have these black conservatives. They talk about it all the time, like Larry Elder, Thomas Sowell. Candace Owens talks about it, but I like to keep with who I look as intellectuals. I like Candace Owens, but I wouldn't put her on Thomas Sowell level.
Yeah.
But they talked about it all the time, how it incentivizes, the government has incentivized people to be poor.
Yep.
You have these single family households. Hold up, wait a minute.
There's things like, not even with single family. Wow. That's interesting.
Yeah, I remember I was told that we're not allowed to talk Spanish in the office. But meanwhile, we could talk Spanish to the clients that spoke Spanish. So it's like making money for the company. We could talk Spanish, but we couldn't talk Spanish among ourselves.
Companies are weird. I would get so many looks because I was, full disclosure, you go where you could get hired in the Board of Elections. So I had my Democrat connection offer me the job. And I didn't have to do anything for the Democrats. It was just the standard, send out ballots to anybody who called or whatever.
Yeah.
But if I was caught talking to the Republicans, which was all the time, I would get a nudge like, that's a Republican. Yeah, I know who that is. It's my coworker that I've known for how many months now. Yeah, I know who they are, and I know that they're Republican. Which is why I'm friends with them.
Yeah, it's funny. It's like it was called Latino Fest out where I live. And when I went to it, I went because the local Republican club asked me to go. So I could represent for them. And I'm like, well, I can't stay. I'll come for a little bit. And which is a funny story because someone actually recognized me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, one of the Republican people, I hadn't met them in person. They follow the show, and they recognized my voice.
Oh, that's
I
cool.
guess they didn't watch. I guess they listened.
Mm-hmm.
So he recognized my voice. He goes, "I know your voice from somewhere."
That's
and
funny.
and that was funny. It was the first time.
Does make you feel good?
Well, yeah, it was like kind of weird. It was like it's the first time being recognized for my show. So, but so I met some guy. There was some guy there from the Democrat. He was a Democrat pastor.
Mm-hmm.
He was talking about, and he's Cuban. So I'm like, already, I'm like, you're like a walking contradiction to me. So I talked to him. We exchanged emails, and then pre-election for the midterms, he sent out this email going, "Remember to vote because of this, this, and this, and this," and they're all bullshit.
Of course,
and I'm just there like, okay, I'm sorry, I have to counteract this shit because I can't have you sending me this, you sending out this propaganda to all these people in an email unchecked. And I'm like, I'm sorry. So I said, reply all.
I was going to say, did you see everybody?
I replied all. No, I clicked reply all. Okay, look, first of all, this whole, it was like about immigration and about
womp, womp.
All
and
this stuff.
I know like people who are from born here, but from other countries, or their families are from other countries. I know people who were born from other countries who are proud to be an American, who love this country. I have no problem with actual like immigrants. So.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, I lived in Texas for 6 years. I lived in Texas. Okay. Mm-hmm. And I could tell you, some of the people who hate this illegal immigration are illegal immigrants. My son's nurse, right? She was a walking contradiction because she hated illegal immigration but voted Democrat.
I hate when they do that. They shoot themselves in the foot.
Her husband was a starch Republican. Like he was like Republican down everything, would vote nothing else, but she would vote Democrat. And it's like, oh my God. Well, you hate illegal immigration, but you vote for the party that's okay with it. And it took her 14 years to become a citizen.
Well, something you just said kind of like, I'm not going to go completely off the topic, but I don't even want to say the word. It's one uniparty. I won't use the other term that's been going around the last several years, but I feel like it's you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. It's they make too many sleazy deals, and it's like, okay, we're not going to get this done so that they can vote you in next time, and we could just keep the perpetual cycle of not giving the American people what they need, what they want, what they deserve as Americans, and we just keep getting elected over and over and over.
Well, if you see what happened with McCarthy, why we need term limits. Well, if you see what happened with McCarthy.
Oh, I loved it.
What happened with McCarthy is what's wrong with our system, because for him it was like, oh, it's my term. I did my, yes, it was like Hillary, like it was her time to be president. Like, no, fuck you.
Yeah,
nobody likes you. That's what she don't get. It's like she don't
nobody
likes you, not even Democrats.
But now she's making people listen to her because she's teaching something now. So if they sign up for her class, is it elective? I don't know what.
I have no idea.
She's even teaching, but she's teaching something at a university. So basically, she's Columbia. Getting paid to force kids to listen to her.
Oh man, it'd be like,
and God forbid anybody gets out of line, she'll do something.
Well, no, what are you gonna do if let's say you have a conservative that's in Columbia and starts harassing her in class?
Yeah, you're gonna take a normal standard heckler and do what you do, Hillary.
Yeah, and Clinton them.
Yeah, that basically, yeah.
But no, but that's what I mean. But I loved. Yeah, I'm there with you. I loved what happened because these people are talking about, oh my God, look at the chaos. Oh my God, look, the Republicans, and I go, no, you know what this showed? They like to say that people on the right are in a cult. That's what they love to say.
But yet the left always agrees with each other.
Oh, no, but that's what I was just going to point out. I was going to point out, notice, Trump, okay, from day one was supporting McCarthy. And you still had 20 people who said no. Because they weren't going to support McCarthy without written assurances that they were going to get what they wanted.
And I still don't believe that they're going to get everything that they wanted, because I don't believe even on paper anything's solid.
Oh, no,
but I mean, I enjoyed the show.
Yes.
I don't like the Q movement,
but at the end of the day,
I enjoyed the show.
He could be held accountable one way or another if he falls back on what he says he's going to do. Because let's say, for example, he could get primaried in his district, and you don't know. He may get, he could get AOC. He could get AOC. Because people didn't think the guy who AOC beat. Nobody thought he could beat. He could be beaten in the primary.
And not only that,
he was the second leading Democrat to Nancy Pelosi.
Not only that, but I feel like a lot of the conservatives that are mad, they feel like because Trump was praising him, that Trump actually likes him. You clearly have never heard of the art of the deal. Leverage
no, I
is more
understand he was
important.
playing.
Not you.
He was playing the game.
Yeah, leverage is more important than a friend. Loyalty is important to Trump, but he clearly thinks he has enough leverage over McCarthy, and he was also flexing because they were trying to say that he was irrelevant to the Republican Party. He would not have won McCarthy had it not been for Trump pushing it as hard as he was pushing it. And even McCarthy acknowledged that. And that was, I think, my favorite part of all of this, is that McCarthy had to thank Trump and was like praising him like crazy. That was my favorite part of all of it.
But I gotta admit, I'm leaning toward DeSantis. I just like what he's doing in Florida.
Okay, I like him as a governor of Florida. He cannot win nationally. And he had Jeb Bush at his inauguration. Need I say more?
Well, he's part of the Republican Party in Florida.
Low energy Jeb is no.
You know what I liked? His son was trying to make himself relevant in Texas politics.
Who?
Jeb's son.
Okay.
His son is George Bush. I forget which one.
George P. Bush or something like that?
Huh?
George P. Bush or something like
George
that?
George P. Bush, yes. George P. Bush. And he... excuse me. He lost. I think he lost this cycle. Finally. So, like, there's no more possibility of any Bushes anymore. Oh, someone here agreed with you.
Thank you.
Repub Latina.
Thank you.
Well,
no.
You know what? I would want someone to push Trump. Like, I don't want him to just to be able to win it.
Did you see how low DeSantis is polling though? He's not going to give Trump a run for his money at all. He can't win. He can't even come close nationally, I don't think.
But I think he would be a good VP. To give
Trump's. I thought Pence would be a good VP, and then look what happened. So
who would you? Let's say since we're going all over the place, it doesn't matter. Who would you go? Who would you think would be a good VP for Trump then?
I really don't trust anybody right now. I don't.
The VP,
I would like to say a future VP could be a Carrie Lake, but it's too early for her. I think it's a little too early.
If she would have won, then it would have been possible. But because if she didn't win, then no.
Yeah, I don't know her as and I'm hypocritical when I say that because Trump wasn't in politics at all before I was all gung ho for him.
Yeah.
But I don't know. She was in media, and I love the fact that she's against the media now. But I don't know. I would have to see a little bit more from her before deciding her for VP. Nobody in the swamp whatsoever. I mean,
I would have thrown out a weird. I'm gonna throw out a weird name for you.
Okay.
See what you think. this guy, this chick, Tulsi Gabbard.
Absolutely not. I'm about to close out of this interview right now. Hell no.
I just wanted to throw it there. I just wanted to get a reaction out of you.
My blood pressure didn't go down from your DeSantis rant. Now you're going to throw Tulsi at me?
Okay. All jokes aside.
Now you're going to make me afraid that you're going to like vote in these primaries for these people. Oh my God.
No. I'm thinking like I would like VP to like DeSantis or like maybe Nome. Well, he's gonna need somebody. He's not like he could run by himself.
Okay, see that's going back to what I said about McCarthy being leveraged. There's things that Nome did that I didn't like. There's things that DeSantis has done and people say he's associated with that I didn't like. But if Trump vets these people and thinks that he has enough leverage where he can keep his thumb on them and not let them do anything stupid, which he thought obviously with Pence, he needs to have learned enough, which I think he has, so I will trust him in the person that he picks. But on face value, I would not pick Christie and I would not pick Ron DeSantis. Mm-hmm. But if he thinks that he can control, I don't want to sound like he has to be king and control people, but if he is certain that he is not going to be backstabbed by the swamp associated with whoever he picks, then okay. But if he's not certain, he better pick somebody far removed from the swamp that cannot be controlled just as much as him, but somebody without the personality of him. Because I feel like there can only be there can only be one Trump.
There could,
and that's why I used to like Pence, because he was quiet and supposedly let Trump be Trump. I didn't realize he was playing puppetry behind the scenes, but he needs somebody more quiet than him, but loyal to America first, loyal to what is right for the American people. And I'm not going to go as far as saying a Trump loyalist, because while I do believe that, I feel like that would cause a lot of like, oh, they're doing whatever Trump wants, and that might be another way for them to try another impeachment on him, because he blinks and they're going to try to impeach him. Even his own party. I would not put it past the Republicans to try impeachment on Trump.
Oh no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't put it past them either. I mean, you got some people there that, that the never Trumpers that will, That's why I said you have the openly never Trumpers that have, that thank God they've been voted out, like Kinzinger and Cheney.
Oh,
Crybaby and Cheney, that they're gone. But you still have some people there that hated the fact that he beat people, because everybody thought it was going to be Jeb and Hillary that were going to.
I never thought that. Not once.
Well, no, I didn't want it. I wasn't. Look, my first choice, my choice. Honestly, if you want a conservative, you want someone that's going to have a different manners than Trump. If you want a VP that he could trust, it would be my number. Who was my first choice in 2016 would be Rand Paul.
He would be acceptable.
He's not a Trump loyalist, but he's not a
backstabber.
He's not a backstabber. No.
As far as
he comes from good people. I loved his father.
And I think, I loved his father too. But I feel like as much as I have loved that Trump wasn't a politician before this, I feel like he's gotten to know just how swampy people can be now, where he's going to be able to pick a better
I hope so,
VP
because who the hell told him it was a good idea to pick John Bolton should have been shot. Forget about fired. They should have been shot. They should have went hunting with Dick Cheney.
You're going to get your own self banned. It wasn't me this time. And if you would have asked me a few years ago, I would have told you that I would have wanted Pompeo back, either as VP or in some capacity. Hell no now. So that's what I mean by I feel like the people that he picked, and that's something else that I really respected about him, is they called his administration chaotic, but he saw something in people and immediately fired them.
Yeah.
He didn't let shenanigans go on any further than when he saw it. They were able to hide a lot of Pence's shenanigans for the whole time, but he was very intuitive to what was going on a lot of the time, and he would fire somebody on the spot, and I loved that.
What I would say is, I hope he learned from it. I hope he learned from it, because I think the biggest problem what happened with Trump was, if you stroke his ego, if you stroke Trump's ego, he'll let too many things slide.
That's the thing that I worried about with the whole McCarthy ass kissing thing. As beautiful as it was to witness him to have to grovel and thank Trump, I also don't believe, and that's where I don't think it's as much ego as loyalty. I think because Trump has not been in politics for a while, and he's been in business where loyalty does matter. Loyalty matters a little bit too much for him, but so does leverage, like I said before. So I hope he's leaning more towards the leverage now and doesn't trust anybody, no matter how nice they are to his face. Because anybody, any one of them, will turn on him if somebody they worked alongside long enough.
That's why I say there's someone that he could trust. That's why I say it would be Rand Paul, because Rand Paul learned how to work with him. Like if you see toward the last 2 years of the administration, he did a lot of work with Rand Paul. Like Rand Paul pushed for the criminal justice reform. That a lot of Republicans were like, no, don't do it. We don't need to be doing that. That's not our issue. And Rand was just like, don't listen to them. Just, do it this way.
I hope he does that too, where, he can have his advisors because every president has to, but I hope he does not. And I kind of feel like a lot of the problem was that he was not shown things that he should have been shown. I hope he has people this time that will show him everything, that he will have access to everything, that he needs to have access to.
One of the reasons why I want him to win is I want him to go scorched earth. I want him to fire. I want him to be you're fired president this time.
Fire literally everybody. Don't let anybody back that you had before.
Anybody that he could fire. Anybody he could fire. Like, Christopher Wray fired. Millie fired. Everybody that could be fired, you're fired. Unless you could give me a good reason why I shouldn't fire you. You want a second chance, you have a very thin ice of a second chance. You got to show me that you're above politics, because the way the Justice Department's been run under Biden, I was going to say Obama, might as well
same thing.
The Biden administration.
3.0.
But I mean the way it's been run, it's horrible. It's like to circle back to what we were talking about in the beginning.
Okay, Pasaki.
That's why I said it. With the whole thing with the Brazil, like you see what's going on with the whole Jan 6 prosecutions, and it's like it's ridiculous. It's like,
did you see her? What's her name? Ashley Babbitt's mother arrested on the anniversary?
Got arrested for jaywalking.
Tell me that's not.
That's disgusting. That pissed me off
so bad.
Yeah, that was disgusting. It's like, not only did you guys kill her daughter, and granted, okay, people will say she wasn't supposed to be there, but guess what? You know what? When the guy went to try to kill Justice Kavanaugh, he wasn't supposed to be there. There was a bunch of people who wasn't supposed to be there. You didn't arrest not one of them.
Yeah, at his private home.
At his private home, at all the justices' private homes. You weren't doing shit.
That should be a crime.
That is a crime. No, it should be a crime.
But
it is a crime.
I mean, the
No,
law
it's a
is
crime.
kind of like
No, it's a
gray
crime. You're not
areas now
supposed
for
to.
everything. So
You're not supposed to. You're not supposed to intimidate a judge, and protesting in front of their home is judicial.
intimidation, it should be trespassing, it should
Yes.
be all of it. It's disgusting.
Yeah. No. It's Here's what someone put. That's tyranny, and she's right. What's going on. That's why we need someone that's going to go there and be like, "You're fired." The
We
whole
live in
lot
a
of you.
banana republic.
Yeah. That
Laws are
it's sad to
suggestions.
say. Yeah. Laws for
Rules for thee, not for me.
not for me. There you go. That's the one I was.
I knew exactly where you were going. That's all I've been saying for the last several years.
But yeah, so I mean, I wish the Republicans would have won the Senate, so like that there could have been more pushback to this administration. It's good that the House was won, but
a lot of things I think are going to get stuck in the House unless because they won the Senate by a small margin, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's 49-51.
Yeah.
But they still, it's not like anything could pass right now. Mm-hmm. They would need you would need it to pass the House before it could get to the Senate anyway. Mm-hmm. And you would need a 60 vote. You would need a 60 vote threshold, and that's unless they're actually compromising, it's probably not going to happen.
I mean, I'm sure we're going to get a couple of issues maybe that some of them can agree on, but hey, honestly though, if all we do is stronghold this administration until 2024 and not much else gets done, I don't care. Like
that's fine,
as long as they're not doing
there's the whole thing
anymore.
This year more Republican Senate seats were up for grabs. Next year, next election cycle, 2024, there's more Democrat seats up for grabs.
Good.
So, I mean, that was the one of the points of why the Republicans wanted to win, was because next election cycle it's going to be different. It's going to be more Democrats up for re-election.
Well, I think we can let them shoot themselves in the foot for the next 2 years and have more people walk away, pun intended, and hopefully.
I wish I could get that guy on. That'd be cool.
Oh, Brandon?
Yeah.
Hey, you never know.
I've reached out before, but sometimes it's these like someone like Instagram or Twitter. If they're not following you and you message them, it goes
they
to
don't
like
even see it.
Spam. Yeah, they never see it.
They won't even see it.
Yeah, that's why I was surprised when I heard back from Buck Angel. Was like, what? Mm-hmm. They're like, email me on and I'm like, I emailed them, which reminds me I have to follow up on that email because my email probably got lost with because they replied back, I replied back, and they probably get a shit ton of email, and I probably just have to follow up again.
You know who you need to get?
Who?
After Pete, of course. Conservative Ant.
Who?
Conservative Ant.
Who's that?
You don't know who he is. Oh my God, he's so funny. He is hysterical. You need to follow him on Instagram. And do you have TikTok?
Hell no. Sorry, I do not have TikTok.
I do, because I'm not like. No, I do political-ish, but I do a lot of like my workouts and
I refuse to download TikTok. I don't want Chinese spies on my phone.
You really don't
think I have American spies.
Okay, here's another rant. Okay, you don't think there's Chinese spies on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all of them? They're just choosing to highlight. It's like freaking COVID. They're choosing to highlight certain things about it when it's convenient, but the whole thing is bullshit. So
it's all surveilled. I'm not saying it's all surveilled, but it's just more obvious when the CCP is part owner of TikTok, and then they
have their hand in the pot on everything. I think
if you look at what they play for their citizens, the videos that they post to their citizens in China, as opposed to what the crap they feed us. It's night and day. They feed them like educational videos, and obviously they can see the crap too, but they push more positive things on them, and then push all the negative fads and stuff onto us.
Yeah, but I think that all of these social media sites, anything that they're openly censoring the American people,
oh yeah,
somebody else owns. So I mean,
well,
I can say far more on TikTok than I can on Twitter.
Well, you put it like this. I was never a big Twitter user. And even before Elon bought it, now I'll use it. Now I'm more willing to use it because I want to support someone who's trying to actually change the machine.
Yeah.
So now I'll use Twitter a lot more than I used to.
Because if you go to my Facebook page, I did a post. And not a lot of people even saw this post, but I did a test. I was like, if you could see this, go to my page, or have you seen my posts? And if they say, oh yeah, I saw you like post twice the other day, meanwhile I posted like 5 times, they'll go to my page and they're like, I didn't see any of this. And somebody told me 2 days ago, I haven't seen you in weeks.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, okay, go to my page, like some stuff, and then you'll start seeing me in your algorithm again, because they're shadow banning me like crazy.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I get it all the time.
It's ridiculous. Everything is owned, including America as a country. We're not our own country. Right now.
Well, when you're $30 trillion in debt, somebody owns you. That's the sad, that's the sad thing about it. My Visa and Discover and MasterCards owe me right now. So,
and then not only that, but the 3-letter agencies.
Oh, well.
Just say all of them.
Oh yeah, I remember saying something where someone was like, most conspiracy theories have been proven true lately.
Yeah.
And the one of them. I was like, well, they said that the CIA was involved with Kennedy's assassination, and it's come out that it's come out officially that Oswald was a CIA asset. Now, they won't say the CIA was involved with the assassination,
but it's strongly insinuated.
Assets, kind of like, Ray Epps,
I know. It's all connected. It's all corrupt. It's all disgusting.
Oh, yes. Yes, it is. But, I think that's a good place to end it because
my phone's at 10% anyway. So that was the last thing that
That was the last thing you clicked on? Okay,
yeah,
well.
It's like my phone's going to die soon.
For enough times you've been here, but if people who this is their first time, you want to let them know where's the best place to find you?
I definitely want to grow my YouTube. So if you're on YouTube watching this right now, go to it's Marissa 11586 is the YouTube link. It's youtube.com/ Marissa Molesky. No, Marissa 11586. But if you put push past paralysis, you can find me. I definitely want to grow my channel on there.
I know you're trying to get back over 1,000 again, right?
Yeah, I was never over 1,000, but I was monetized. No, I used to be monetized before they made that rule.
To
be over 1,000. So I've been trying to get to the 1,000 to get remonetized.
Yes.
You can pick my books up on Amazon. Just search Marissa Molesky. You can add me on social media. On Twitter, it's Marissa Molesky. On Facebook, it's Push Past Paralysis.
And you have your link
Instagram, right? And on Instagram, it's Push Past Paralysis. Okay. I have a link tree, and I have pushpastparalysis.org. So.
Oh. I'll put it in the description like I always do.
Yeah, that's pretty much all my information. But I definitely want to push the YouTube channel or my TikTok if anybody is on here that agrees with me.
I can already tell you one person that the creative minds will go on. Probably they haven't already added you on TikTok. She'll add you because she's already added you on YouTube.
Okay.
So if you can, to people who are watching this, Click. She put me.
Okay, I'll see you over there.
Yeah, she's always on TikTok. So that's not me. But if you have TikTok, if you have YouTube, follow Marissa on there. Like I said, I will put her. If you want, you could come back and look at the description. I'll add her link tree so like that you could click on all her stuff on there. And pleasure like always. It's not your first, and it won't be your last time.
Definitely won't. And we will have Pete on soon.
We'll have,
I don't know if you guys talked yet.
Yeah, we'll talk. I'll have Pete on next week.
Okay,
I told him we could change it to next week because the whole his whole double booking.
Previous engagement. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Previous engagement. All right. So okay, well, I never know how to sign these things off. You know that I always it's like, what do I say? Well, have a good one, everyone. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
And please like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. If this is your first time watching me.
There you go.
And have a good one.
Bye, guys.